It's called concrete, and it's made by combining cement with water and other materials to make solid, heavy, long-lasting things like city streets, sidewalks, airport runways, and even canoes. Now, while the idea of floating concrete may seem a bit of an oxymoron, don't tell all the teams heading to Oklahoma this next weekend to compete in the National Concrete Canoe Competition. Our Rusty Munns has the story.
Paddles up!
This year's national competition, which is sponsored by the American Society of Civil Engineers and Oklahoma State University, will draw more than 20 colleges and universities. We'll have more about that later, but first, let's get back to that oxymoron thing. The first thing you have to understand is the difference between cement and concrete.
Cement is the paste. You buy it, it's just a powder. Concrete is what you make with cement and aggregates.
Now let's take a look at the difference between normal concrete, like you'd have in your driveway, and the kind of concrete you'd use to make a canoe.
Regular concrete that you see like on roads or in your driveway, that has your coarse aggregates, which is rocks and gravels and sand.
Which makes it really heavy.
This mix has stuff like that as aggregates, but its specific gravity is a lot less, meaning water-specific gravity is 1. So we need aggregates with a specific gravity less than 1 in order to float. So we look for aggregates that have a very low specific gravity.
And what that means to you and me is...
the actual concrete, when you just take a block of it and put it in water after it's cured, will float.
Okay, but that doesn't mean it's easy to make a canoe out of concrete.
So they design the hull, right, the shape of the canoe. They design the concrete, and they design the construction process, everything about it, and then they take their design and actually build it.
And once it's built, you can bring it to the competition, where things get very serious.
The competition is 3 days long, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday this year. Thursday is final product judging day. The teams will bring all their canoes to Willard Lawn, and the judges will go around and do final product judging. Then they'll take the canoe over and do the swamp test.
The swamp test is where you completely submerge your canoe, and your canoe has to resurface after being completely submerged on its own account. Don't let it get that. Good job, guys.
Then we have presentation day. Each of the teams will do kind of a business presentation on their canoe, what all's been involved. It gives the judges an opportunity to ask them questions. And then the last day, of course, is race day.
There are 5 races. There's a men's and women's sprint, a men's and women's endurance, and there's a co-ed sprint.
Both OU and OSU will be competing in the national finals this year. We'll have a Horizon crew at the races, and we'll be bringing you an update later this summer.
I think there's a lot to get excited about in the sense that so many people are coming in to Oklahoma just for this event, and the fact that, you know, it's concrete floating, and a lot of people don't really think about that as being possible. Well, we're hoping for around 400 participants, plus VIPs, sponsors, and then any spectators. So we're hoping to have a lot of people there.
And you can be one of them. The racing starts at 8 a.m.
And if you'd like to see if these canoes really do float, the national competition is Saturday the 17th at Stillwater's Boomer Lake. Or you can just head to this week's Value Added segment on our website. There we'll see what it takes to make concrete float.